I can happily say, guys, that I've actually seen these chargers in action in China. They can charge at 600 kilowatt. A lot of people say things like, I don't need a car that can charge really fast because there's no chargers for it. What's the point? Well, yeah, there is a point, because the new chargers that are going to be built all around the world will have the ability to charge it up to 600 kilowatt. Now, that doesn't mean that you need 600 kilowatt charging to take advantage of these chargers. For example, if your car could charge to 350 kilowatt, that is still something that you could potentially charge up to that speed on these 600 kilowatt chargers, meaning you could charge in, around about 20 minutes, which is amazing. However, new generations of EVs will be able to enable charging of up to 600 kilowatt and potentially even more, which is insane. The cool thing is that Zeekr, one of the world's fastest growing EV brands, was second fastest in the world last year with 98% increase in sales worldwide. They are planning to build out their insanely fast charging network all around the world. Considering this company is backed by Geely, one of the fastest growing and largest conglomerates on the planet, automotive conglomerates, you would think that this is not just an idle promise, but it actually is going to happen, which is awesome. Here's the thing. On these chargers, you can actually charge some of Zeekr's existing cars in 10.5 minutes. From 10 to 80%, 10.5 minutes. This is insane, and I'm really excited. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching The Electric Viking. It's great to have you with us. Now, if you'd like to join the channel as a member, I will have a series of videos coming over the next few months, the next few weeks as well, about all the investment opportunities that I personally see coming to the market. And I think that global GDP will increase at enormous rates over the next 10 years. I think it's the time to take advantage of all that. I'll put a link in the description below. My good friend Riz from The Driven has reported that Zeekr, one of the fastest growing electric car makers in the world, has announced its plans to build a Zeekr branded charging network globally, starting with Australia as one of its key initial markets. What that means is, if you were to buy a Zeekr model that is able to charge at these speeds, we don't have them yet in Australia, but we will soon, you could take advantage of that by using the chargers they're going to build. After attending the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, the company revealed that it plans to roll out thousands of Zeekr charging stations across many markets, including Australia and Thailand, and I believe Europe as well. So this will provide the ability for not just Zeekr cars, but other cars are believed to charge at up to 600 kilowatt. Zeekr, Riz says, currently operates the largest ultra-fast charging network in China with over 800 ultra-fast charging stations nationwide. So Zeekr actually has, I believe, more than 800 chargers in China that can charge at 600 kilowatt. And I believe some of them actually will be able to charge at 900 kilowatt now, because they have some models of their cars they believe can charge at those speeds, 900 kilowatt, which is just preposterous. Anyhow, even the 600 kilowatt chargers are just so much faster than any existing chargers we have in Australia, or that we have that the United States has, or that Europe has. This really is taking things to an entirely new level. The great thing about it is you won't necessarily have to have a certain type of vehicle. The chargers are capable of charging at max speeds with 400 and 800 volt architectures. Now, that's not to say that there are any EVs that I know of with a 400 volt architecture that can charge at 600 kilowatt. That's obviously not a thing. But anyway, it would mean that still, if you have a Tesla that can charge at 250 kilowatt, you'd probably be able to get similar speeds on Zeekr's chargers as well. Now, yes, it's true, Tesla does have a supercharger network in China, and its supercharger network is much, much bigger than Zeekr's is. But Tesla's supercharger network is limited to a speed of 250 kilowatt. They have a few of their new chargers of 350 kilowatt, but really honestly, 250 kilowatt versus 600, that's a really big difference. So Tesla's charger network is unreal. It's just not so exciting. It doesn't have that ability to charge your car in 10 minutes. Many of Zeekr's models in China are now equipped with 800 volt architectures, and those vehicles, I believe, have the potential, at least some of them, to come to Australia. The first of those is the very much anticipated Zeekr 7X SUV, which is meant to hit the market this year. The 7X will land locally in the second half of this year, after it arrives initially first in Europe, where it can be ordered today. So you can actually order the Zeekr 7X in Europe now. Interestingly, at the CES show, Zeekr also showed their Zeekr RT. Now, this is a robo-taxi that Waymo have basically, essentially, Zeekr provide their vehicles to Waymo, which is obviously Google's full self-driving subsidiary, and then Waymo turned them into a robo-taxi. They're pretty cool. They've got a huge LiDAR on the front, and this is one of those rad-looking vehicles, the Zeekr Mix, that people are very excited about in China. You can't buy this version in China. You can just buy the normal version of this vehicle, which is called the Zeekr Mix. I'm not sure how Google has been able to pull this off because, obviously the US is saying they're going to ban all Chinese technology, and this vehicle will be driven in the United States as a robo-taxi by Waymo. So that's going to happen, but I'm not sure how, but apparently it is. The autonomous vehicle is based on the road-going version of Geely's EV. And the key reason why Google, or Waymo I should say, have decided to use this vehicle is because it's one of the most practical vehicles you can find anywhere in the world. It's really, in some ways, quite a revolutionary vehicle. The design actually allows for seamless maneuverability in city streets, and you can see the turning radius is only 5 meters. In addition, the seats can be moved around. They can swivel around, so you can put the seats in different positions. And this is really a car, in some ways, it's sort of like China's robo-taxi. Now, what this means that, aside from Tesla, Zeekr might be the first car maker to offer a serious fast charging network here in Australia. But it's also really going to be the world's first global charging network capable of 600 kilowatt charging speeds. Now, hopefully this pushes other manufacturers to up their game because, really, this is what we want to happen. We want technology to keep on moving in this direction where, people who have these problems, they say, well, I can't charge in 10 minutes. I'm going to have to sit around and wait too long for my vehicle to charge, even though 99% of charging is done at home by most people. Those people won't have any real reason to argue that EVs are not the best solution. 600 kilowatt charging, or potentially 900 kilowatt, which could be coming within this year as well, is going to be a game changer, in my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments. Guys, I'm a big fan of Zeekr. I think that they're one of the best, if not, very close to being the best EV company in the world. Them and XPeng, in my opinion, are the two leaders when it comes to EV technology. And Zeekr have just revealed their new electric wagon. I'm a big fan of wagons. I've always loved wagons. There's not that many of them at the moment. Neo's ET5 is one of the few proper electric wagons on the market, but that shows no sign of coming to Australia at any point soon. But the Zeekr 007 wagon could be one of the most high-tech wagons in the history of mankind. And for me, wagon and electric, it's like the perfect combination. Here are the details. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. It's great to have you with us. Guys, if you'd like to support the channel, you can do so becoming a YouTube member. I'll put a link in the description below. By the way, yesterday I just set a new record. Wanted to share that with you. My solar system created 175.4 kilowatt hours of energy yesterday. As a result, I charged my XPeng G6. It was great. If you want to use the same solar company that I used, I'll put a link in the description. They're called Resync Solar. New spy shots have emerged of the Zeekr 007 wagon. It's called the CC1E. It's meant to be launching within the next, I believe, 3 to 4 months. Previously, we'd only seen the vehicle being loaded onto a truck. The new pictures show the car being tested, so it looks like it's pretty close to being produced. The Zeekr 007 sedan is maybe the best electric one. It's certainly one of the few best electric sedans in the world.